when we run out of road. Our money comes from the shows now. It used to be record sales. We used to tour to support record sales, and what with Napster and all that kind of went away. So now we make records to promote tour dates.
Okay.
Basically, so you guys will write about us or put us on the radio, and that way people will know we're coming to town, and they'll fill up the seats. And then we can keep putting gas in the van and keep going.
Well, everybody seems to think these days that music is free and it just falls out of the sky.
Nope. If you want free music, you're going to have to make it yourself. But as far as recorded music, they're getting it for free a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. There we go. Got to watch the game on this thing. You said something fascinating, I thought, when you were talking about your process and how you wrote complicated games. That you were less concerned with whether things made sense, as you had historically been, and more interested in things that people would sing along with, like John Prine. How'd you...
Well, I've done this for long enough to know that songs don't have to make perfect sense. Sometimes a really cool chorus that doesn't seem to have anything thematically to do with the rest of the song works just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Prine's, my favorite example is John Prine's Jesus, the Missing Years, where he has this long rambling story about basically a cartoon Jesus, but then the chorus is, Billy bought some popcorn and Charlie bought a car. Someone almost bought the farm, but it didn't get that far. Things slow down at midnight, at least round here they do. We all reside down the block inside, 23 skidoo. It just lifts you out of that song.
Uh-huh.
And it's melodically gorgeous, and makes it all happen. And it's total non sequitur. You can get away with that in song. So I try to get away with whatever I can now.
Okay. I've met your daddy.
Where?
At his bookstore.
Oh, in Archer City.
Yeah, Archer City is actually where Mama was born, and I went up there a couple of years ago.
What was your mom's name?
My mom is Kit Amos. At the time, she was Kit Mitchell. And she and her daddy had been transferred there. He was a pharmacist, and he was working for a chain, and this was back in the old days, and they had transferred him.
There was a Rexall there for a while.
Yeah, he was the pharmacist, Jim.
They probably filled some prescriptions for me.
Okay. He wasn't there more than about 2 years, and then they moved back to Arkansas, and then they got divorced, and he went to Biloxi, and Grandma became a Rosie the Riveter, and they moved to Huntington Beach, California. But I wanted to see it, partly because I'm a little bit of a freak for bookstores. And if you put anything into print and word these days, it's quickly not going to show up in a book anymore. It's going to show up digitally, and it'll be transferred all over the place. But I was familiar with the movie too, so that was interesting. But it was funny because I was thinking about you when I was there, because I'd done a little background. I had just heard "Can't Make It Here," and I was driving somewhere in Dallas, and I was stunned by the song. I was stunned by the insight. I was stunned by the narrative. Where did that song come from?
I think I was wandering around Norristown, Pennsylvania, and it just felt like there was a beast beneath the pavement that was going to come up and just tear anybody that was walking on the sidewalk up. It had once been a thriving industrial town.
Mm-hmm.
It was just gone away. Thank you.
Got some wine for you.
Good.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, it was all those northeast towns that it just, they'd been union towns, and then the jobs were overseas.
Altoona, yeah.
So, I guess that's where I started it, but part of it was right around the 2004 elections. And I live in Texas, but I tend to vote Democratic, so it felt like my vote didn't count. The only power I had was as a songwriter with a record deal. So So I did that, and I recorded a solo version, and I put a bleep in it so the radio guys wouldn't get in trouble. And I took it down to Kevin Connor at KGSR, and I spun it on the morning drive time, because he'd spin anything I brought him.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some pretty mean emails on my website before I even got home, because everybody's ego was wrapped up in W at that time.
I remember it
The
well.
song is not even specifically anti-Bush, because most of what the protagonist complains about really got going under Clinton. They probably started under Reagan, but Clinton just fanned the flames.
Mm-hmm.
But then for a while there, I was supposed to be the political singer, which didn't work out so well either.
Well, it's a dual-edged sword. On the one hand, there's a group of people out there that really like political stuff like me, but there's lots of people that are looking for just entertainment.
Well, it wasn't so much that. It's that, like the next record they ran with Cheney's Toy for a solo, a single, and that was not a single. And the protagonist was basically me ranting, and it's kind of a fun rant, but people aren't going to identify with that the way they did the character that sings, from which we can't make it here. The nature of a hit song, or a popular song, is that the listener hears his or herself in it. And with Cheney's Toy, that wasn't going to work. Also, a lot of people misinterpreted that song. They thought that I was saying the soldiers were Cheney's toys, which I was not at all. I was saying Bush was Cheney's. I always thought that administration is a Cheney administration, with Cheney as the puppeteer and Bush as the willing puppet. And that's what I was saying in the song, but a lot of people missed that. And I left clues in there like, "You're the man." I mean, apparently somebody in the New York Times wrote that that's what Cheney would tell Bush to stroke his ego to get him to go out and sell the Cheney policies. But a lot of people don't read the New York Times, especially in Texas.
Well, are you pretty happy with the new album? It's gotten great reviews. There's a lot of great stuff on there.
I'm pretty happy with it, yeah. I don't feel that great a connection with it because the process was weird. It's just the way that business has evolved. I couldn't afford to stop for 6 weeks and go in the studio and just make a record.
Okay.
So I'd go to New Orleans, I'd lay down a track, vocal and guitar, to a click track, then I'd redo the guitar so I'd have a clean guitar track, and I'd redo the vocal so I'd have a clean vocal. And then I'd go back to Austin, get in the van with the band and go out and try to make some money.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the producers, C.C. Adcock and Mike Napolitano, would listen to the track and think, well, what do we want to do with this? Do we want bass drums? Do we want keyboard? Oh, Ben Montench is in town. Let's go drag him in here and make him do some keyboard. So I missed the whole Benmont session. I was there for one of Ivan Neville's vocal harmony sessions, which was amazing because harmony sessions are the scariest part of making a record. They can be absolutely painful, trying to get a vocalist to match your phrasing and sing the right notes at the same time. And Ivan just came in there and nailed it on the first pass. And we said, thank you. And he said, no, let me do it again. I can do that better. And he would. And he kept doing it better until he was satisfied. And
Okay.
He's kind of along for the ride.
Cool. What are you working on now? What do you think your next move's going to be?
I got no idea. I'm just trying to finish up my touring.
How much longer are you on the road?
Well, not really. We've pretty much run out of road. Like this little run is a solo fly-out thing. Because we used up all the routing gigs between here and Texas, so I can't bring the band anymore.
Okay.
So for about another 6-8 months. I think my next real band tour is in June. That's a West Coast thing. But until then, I have to go out and play solo because that's all I can do. Fortunately, most of my bandmates are pretty good at framing houses. So they can find work while I'm gone if they don't have another gig.
Okay.
I can't drive a nail straight, so I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't have that talent either. Well, the listeners of Ubiqua Americana, that's our little radio show, they get a steady dose of you.
And I'm glad to hear it. Is there a gig down there? Because it's a good route if you got to go from Pennsylvania to Virginia Beach.
There's going to be.
You can hop the Bay Bridge and go down that way. And we've done that. If there's a venue down there, have them call High Road Touring.
High Road Touring, I will do that.
Here in Sausalito, California. They do all my booking.
Okay. Well, look, it has been a real pleasure sitting down with you. I appreciate you taking the time. Let me do that. And then,
My dear.
Yeah, if you can just do a little promo.
Sure. What's your call letters?
It's WSDL 90.7.
FM.
Okay. Come on, baby. There we go.
You ready?
Yep.
Hi, this is James Mcmurtry, and you're listening to WSDL 90.7 on your FM dial, and I don't blame you. I get it right.
You got it perfect. Okay. Well, I consider this to be an honor, sir.
Well, thank you.
The
What's your name again? I guess
my
you know
name
the
is
guest list.
Billy Earl
Billy
Amos.
Billy Earl Amos, and how many you got with you?
There's 3 of us. My son is coming. He
So 3 of you total. So Billy Earl plus 2.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll put you down with Kathy at the door there, because I don't have any other guests. I don't think, except this other guy, this print journalist guy that's supposedly coming in.
Okay. Well, look, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And I got to tell you, first time I ever heard Can't Make It Here, it just it changed almost everything I knew about songwriting or about a way to communicate with people about significant issues.
Thank you.
And all I can say is thank you for the work